All leaders see you as a threat, as young leaders. Do you think there's a competition where the elderly see you as a threat?
These leaders, they are scared of our intellectual prowess. They are scared that if you occupy those spaces, then we will take them out. They are scared that we will take that month-end feeder out of their mouth. And then imagine then month-end we don't have a salary because of me. A whole me, nobody. Right. And I can tell you, one day we will occupy those spaces.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Kells. We have another fantastic episode for today. Today we have Donald Mkhwanazi, the most handsome guy in Ratanda, in Heidelberg. One of the most handsome guys in Joburg. You're currently there. You are currently there.
Yeah.
Please do introduce yourself, Hotman.
Okay. Donald Mkhwanazi. I don't know to what extent must I go in terms of introducing myself.
Where you stay, okay. Whatever works for you.
Okay. Donald Mkhwanazi, I'm currently staying in Joburg, but I was born and raised here in Ratanda, specifically Tukuluhong. Yeah, I know many people who say Tukuluhong. Hey, this guy's from Tukuluhong.
Yeah,
but there's a history there, but now managed to, do something good from that history, out of that history.
Yeah.
So something positive. But yeah, born and raised in Tukuluhong, attended school here in Ratanda Primary.
Nice.
Went to Horea Tuto. I'm now at University of Johannesburg. I'm studying LLB law.
Hey, massive. Massive. Man.
Yeah, I'm doing my second year, but I'm supposed to be graduating now because I was doing community development and leadership.
Okay.
First year, 2020.
Yeah.
But I listen because now I'm thinking, okay, where am I going to work? Because it's like a status quo of our country, municipalities, career deployment. So I'm like, hey, because now career deployment, I don't fit the criteria. I'm like, nah, let me leave it. Let me go law.
Yeah.
Law is, I've always been passionate about law. That's why law was like, the first thing I wanted to, alternatively to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, I think that's all.
So with law, is it a 7-year course or, I don't understand.
Okay. LLB law, it's a 4-year course.
4 year?
Yeah, 4 year.
Okay.
Meaning it's more of an honors degree kind of a thing.
All right.
So meaning after the one I'm doing now, I'll jump straight to masters. And then there's a 3-year degree, and then I think, 3 year, which is BA and BCom in law. And I'm doing LLB, yeah.
Shit.
That's meaning it's 4 years.
A guy from Tukuluhong, people who are watching who are currently staying at Ratanda, as you are saying, Guti, it's that one location, Ekasi, which is being seen as a detrimental place.
Yeah.
How did you escape that section and make something out of yourself? Because, I can see that you're a great guy.
Yeah, thanks, man, for the compliment. A great guy, yeah, thanks, But, Tukuluhong, growing up, I've always, around in Amachita, they will play together, But them playing together, I'm like, you know what, I think Amachita are like I understand. If I will end up maybe adapting to into wrong. So I'm like, you know what, let me play with Abucher.
Is it?
Yeah, at some point I was labeled for years. I'm a gay, but I'm like I've always proved myself. I'm not. I always had to explain myself. I'm not a gay. I'm straight of it. But I'm tired when like Sarah. So because now much will find with condom.
Yeah.
And imagine me is tanned. So alternatively, instead of me watching TV, because I'm not a cartoon person, I will go play a martini, and then that's how I isolating myself from, that's how I actually got to grow up, like I always set goals for myself.
Yeah.
Setting goals for myself, my goals never included them or the environment they're in.
Yes.
I grow up, I'm like this, because if I'm on a weekend, I'm not around. I don't need trail and setting a tray. And then also respecting.
Yeah.
Because now, there's this notion that guys from there are not respecting, they're unruly. So I wanted to be an example of a positive note coming from there, which we are not all the same.
Exactly.
So that's how also I think I escaped. But it's a matter of me being disciplined to whatever I set for myself. Which I will respect. I will study.
Yeah.
I will. One thing about me, I'm that one child who always respected the whole community. I think that's how, Mamukelo, another thing which has in umuntu nawazobulisa back with that, bajabulile. I would makhuluma ukuthi like the khona abantu abahluphayo nawo lapho stats. So I've always been, like I always been that child ukuthi like they will look at me as that, but we see a future here. So that really motivated, and I think that's how I escaped, honestly. Yeah, I think that's all I can say for now.
So in the guys, I think it's the guys who labeled you in a sense where you fall under the gay community.
Yeah.
How did that affect you somehow?
I think because I was young then.
Yeah.
So, and also I've always been that child, not that child, but that person who I have a backbone.
Yeah.
So meaning whatever you do want or say won't really affect me. It will affect me maybe that moment, but it won't really play a huge role or big role, understand? So at some point ingaffecte kancane, not ukuthi kakhulu, understand? Yeah, because I was like, what, fine, you tell me that, but I know the truth.
Yeah.
So whatever you say does not reflect me.
Fantastic.
So why must I be worried? So I was like, no, it's fine, chance. It's fine. But look at where I am right now.
Fuck.
So you can just imagine if I took whatever they said and then I was like based on culture confidence, and I'm here today because of my high level of confidence. Without my confidence, I was going to be someone else. You wouldn't even recognize me probably. Fuck. I'm here because of my confidence. That's what actually driven me to the greener pastures. I actually went to as far. That's far.
And you are still going very, very far.
Hence, I use that word, that's far, because I feel like it's not really the final destination as the movie says. I feel like there's a lot.
Final destination.
I'm telling you. One thing about me, when I talk, I've adopted this thing about Steve Compello. When you talk, I don't know, but speaking, is it correct? I'm not sure.
But
yes.
Yeah.
Meaning like you just give a practical example. So the muntu makuluma I'll be interested. How come speech a seat and then now we're not interested? No. Fun spice. That's how. But in a nutshell, I feel like there's a lot coming. A lot. This is just the beginning.
Yeah. Make no mistake.
Yeah.
Shit. Gauteng Children and Youth Parliament member. How did that come about?
Okay. Hey, you did the homework, ne? But my debating career started with the Children's Parliament.
Okay.
Back in 2018, I was unruly. I'll tell you. I think.
In what sense?
Academically, I think I was also starting to fall side unruly learners.
A rebel.
Because I was in Khora to the rebel. And because one thing about me, I was starting to adopt attitude of comrade, and I'm still a child, remember? Because I would, in a way, remember, so at least in the background, they are called. So someone who knows me would be like, nah, but we're not surprised. Understand?
Yeah.
So back in grade 11, because I failed grade 9, by the way.
Yes.
So grade 10.
Because you're unruly.
It's fine, it says a lot. Grade 10, I'm passing grant. My report.
Yeah.
My mom will tell you, my report. Maths has always been that.
There's always been that subject,
man. Yeah.
In any more progress. Yeah.
And man, it's playing a huge role to the other ones, like as influence. Grade 11. Still the same thing. Now I'm metric. My mom is telling me, when I would fail, we are doubties. Come the Children's Parliament, fine. Okay, before the Children's Parliament, I think because now Kells, I'm a religious person. I go to a church. Okay, fine. So a prophet told me that my like it's electoral tsamayang ke hore ke tlo ya go parliament. That was before June 2018.
No, you lie.
Fine. I'm serious. I've never been to parliament, but it has always been my dream. Come June 2018, I went to the children's parliament. You know, I couldn't believe it, but I was like, hey, this thing, I was told that this thing will happen. Fine. I went to the children's parliament, live on TV. Like, it meant a lot to me, you know, because it was Tuto, because I was the president of the Soul Party. So being the president of Soul Party, that's how I got to be elected to be part of the children's parliament. Yeah. But you know me, Tuto, no one did not know me. So so almost everything debating used to at least take numb or this thing. You know, I've always been that child during I got into them faith. You know, because you don't know when you knock to the like in Nyakong owner, that's where your destination will be. And so you just have to keep on knocking different homes, and then you find your. Because remember, one thing I believe in Korem, it's not every day about talent. You know, it's all about the work you put in. I don't know how to be ball just because of velo or I got talented. No, if you put more work, you look sell I can tell you, and limit or on talent. So fine. I went to children's parliament. In 19 metric. I had to take a decision, and I'm like, Donald, going there, at least the profile how it low.
Yeah.
And right now, I can tell you, me going there that year, it's playing a huge role today because like my profile is at least I went to children's parliament. Whenever I go, I'm a former member of the Gauteng Children's Parliament. 2019, I went back live on TV. I'm talking. One thing about me, I ask relevant questions. You know. So yeah, came this year. I'm no longer a child. I'm now above the age of 18.
Yes.
One thing I knew that go with Parliament to lead the boss. For example, Bo Pastor Paid at some point they were there. 2018. Bopo, no, they were there.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, Mara, I think this is a good challenge. But what if I treat this year as a stepping stone?
Exactly.
I go there and give an audience. I fit like that. I'm like, Donald, you know, one thing you should know and take serious. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
You like just because I'm young and then they are old, or just because I'm new in this space doesn't mean I'm not capable.
Exactly.
But I feel like that I fit Grandy, and I was one of those influential, and like when I speak I was one of those. I this year. I went to the youth parliament this year.
Sorry.
So meaning it more of an elevation from the children's parliament to the youth parliament. In a way, my story was told there, and I inspired some, or you know what. So this thing it tells you, children's parliament, youth parliament, very soon national assembly. So it's more of a pattern. If you born fine, but very soon I born. Now I believe, I remain optimistic. The way it can thing, it will feel more like thing, which is national assembly. So yeah.
Shit. Now this guy is interesting, I must say. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, I feel like we could have a session for 2 hours and sit like this and unpack so many things.
Yeah.
2 hours won't be enough. Yeah, so tell me about Nelson Mandela Children's Fund.
Okay.
Yeah, also a member there.
Yeah, I'm a member there. Hey, that one.
I can tell one thing, sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine.
When you hit it big, you're going to hit it big. In terms of jackpot.
Don't miss.
Money-wise.
Don't miss.
We'll be there.
Kaufel and Jack.
Fuck.
Okay, growing up, I've always dreamt of becoming a member of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. They three basically, the foundation, the fund, and this other one, the bazaar and stuff.
Okay.
So the foundation deals with politics, the fund, charity organization and stuff. So I didn't know already three. Now I get one. I give a foundation because. But one thing that a member of the organization of the foundation. In 2018, I was through through being a president of the Soul Party. I got to be selected to be one of the few people. I think we were about 10 as a school to go to speech Sir Obama's year in 2018. I was there physically.
But you lie.
I'm telling you. So it was the
fuck?
Messi Mandela annual lecture, the 17th one, 2018. Obama was there. Ramaphosa was there. Hasa Machel. Yeah, I think Mitsipe, yeah. So I was there. So it was. I think the Mandela Foundation was I think I can organize every year.
Yeah.
So my love for the foundation, I think, grew on more from that event. I'm like, no, I want to be part of these people. From there, I can follow on Instagram, Twitter. Twitter is my platform where I get opportunities. I follow that event. I dream of going there, but I'm like, hey, it's a good too long. No, I'm still young. Opportunities I didn't fit. Based more Ratanda. That's why this barren. The minute you come out of your comfort zone, that's when you actually get exposed to into grand. It's a buy. Because it's really comfort zone. Exactly. The time more Ratanda opportunities like the opportunity is sick. But it's a kid, so I get Josie. That's when I was exposed to so many things. Some of them get declined because I can't. They affect my school work. Because I get to the comfort zone, you know, because I'm no longer relaxed. So that's why if you wanna go, just via and study life somewhere. Even if it's not school related, fine. I went to Joseph because of school, but at least to give and then me over get the opportunity. But yeah, from then that's how I got to be involved. Then last year, through UJ, page UJ, how there's a post to him when I be part of member of the Ndimande Children's Fund, apply. You know one thing about me, I go Twitter, and Twitter is one space that now I try everything, even if I'm more qualified. Again. So that time I was like, but I'm like, no, Rikiza. Again, I apply. There's this one question important, but that one I have to.
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself. What have you done? That parliament then came. That's okay. No. Me going back 2019 in Spanish because I have profile at least paragraph nyana. At least you know. So can order that paragraph. Apparently they received about 1,000 applications. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
The whole of Gauteng. That's how I got to be selected. Even though our cohort because in Twitter is a program and then the alumni and stuff. Okay. So our program I think December. Then we open space for the other cohort. But we're not about the alumni. It's the fund. We are to a different part of the fund. So I can apply last year. That's how I got to be a member of the fund. And I can tell you, being a member there, that name is very heavy, it's so heavy, because it opens door for myself. Usually, the thing, and you know, everywhere I go, we know this fund. It's huge. It's a huge. It's massive. Yeah. It's massive. So, I appreciate my membership there so much, and it's something I will never actually it will always talk for myself, even in the future where I go, where I was a member of the Children's Fund. You know, imagine an organization that was founded by Nelson Mandela himself, because it was founded by himself in 1995, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it's a big one. It's a big achievement for me.
Fuck. Tell me about you becoming a facilitator for Motsha.
Okay. Motsha, okay, started. I think last year. No, it was last year. Yeah, last year. Okay, pretty command posted a high. Okay, I was pretty, but the pretty, yeah, it's fine. Pretty one post high, you know. Can follow. Can born man. Okay. Start not like scale. 2019. Because now you know Sol Party and some Motsha is the same thing. Okay. So now I was not interested. I'll tell you. I won't lie. I was pretty. I'm sorry, but I was not interested there. Like because I was like, but look for and stuff. So that's why Barry, respect everyone. Because in the next years, it can see you ham too, or I can cash them too. What if na kilaba rebellious towards Motsha as a whole? How about like the rights of my young and stuff? Then I'm interested to join them. Then they're like, no, you can't. But I was like, as much as and stuff, so because I was young. I never because then remember, I think we still started in grade 11. Because remember grade 11, I was unruly. Yeah. Like next up on the value like there because I was unruly in Snataba. But I wasn't interested. Fine. The camp, the only thing I was interested in camp. That's how I got camp. Yeah. camping, but you can't because I'm not a member. You understand? Fine. 2 years, 3 years, which is DCM. Can apply because general post or we want facilitators and stuff. I applied, you know. But as pretty very like now like at post okay, this is a young lion at this thing and I was like, hey, I'm happy and I maybe can consider application. Now I join. I'm not join. Understand? I'm not join. That's how I got to join. But in a nutshell, I feel like Motsha is playing a big role, and I don't want to miss the opportunity of being a part of Motsha, especially right now. Motsha is going far. I don't lie to you. Motsha, now I see Motsha go to UN headquarters. That's how wild my mind is towards Motsha. So I didn't know like next time we missed the opportunity to be part of them. So I was like, Kikena Tumelo samai. So I was not survive. So kasnamel guide again. But besides that, I feel like Motsha is relevant to my purpose in life. I feel like I'm not to use, but in a better way to use, I would say I felt like I could contribute so much in achieving purpose ya Motsha liaka at the same time. So meaning I'm not doing something maybe or or what. It's still in line with my purpose in life. It's not really something regressive, it's progressive. It links.
Hey, young lion, this one.
So I think that's how I was like, I linked to Motsha now, and I value Motsha so much.
No, but Bashapeka tell me again, man. Aggressive and progressive, I want to thinking since
politicians, comrades, like comrades, this is regressive. Don't be regressive.
Yeah, don't be regressive.
Be progressive. So at least I know that terminology. Nice, yeah, that's how I got to be involved in Motsha. And Giratile nje Motsha on its own, and like it's very relevant. And many people don't see the light. Many it's a few of us, and the day batlo bonang, hey, atla ba survive. Stimulus tla be stuwa kana go o tla go pala mabatla million. Rona se re ka hare. Ra se betso work in the ground. And one thing I loved also ke sekele ya Motsha. All of them, Nabang inspired. First time meeting, meeting, induction meeting. Hey, I was like, hey, I'm amongst the graduates here. You understand? So, in a way, I'm motivated. Now, I always want to be around people who are motivated. One thing about me, there's a picture also, like, people ask me, why you Talax? I'm like, no. Like, people who are intellectually capacitated, I always want to involve myself around them. Because I grow. The conversation we hold, like we go, Motsha, I can tell you, every time we talk, like it's something progressive. We laugh, yes, but we laugh about something progressive.
Not regressive.
Not regressive. I
thought regressive. We've learned something today.
So in a way, they build me. They build me and Kiratile, even pretty and herself, very powerful graduate, not just graduate. I feel like I graduate, careful contribution high more around her. Like she has achieved so much, and at some point I was like, you know what, I also want to be like her. So that's how I got to be part. In a way, they are all my role models, all of them. One way or the other. Understand? So yeah.
Panagiti, do tell us about if you are politically affiliated with any party currently.
Okay. I wish my session with you guys came before this recent move I made. That's fine. Because then I'm not politically affiliated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was, my political journey, man. At some point I was part of EFF. I was a branch elected treasurer, Ward 6. EFF, then because of school I went to Joburg. I almost got to be part of EFF. COVID happened 2020 because then at least I was going to contest SRC, EFF Kosoweto. When COVID happened, at some point SEFM I am still active in terms of Lisedi.
Okay.
Because of not particularly but to ban like the leadership, because I feel like there's so much relevant to the current problems we have. Like I feel like their solutions are something that we need. I feel like they're the only candles that like it's a lighting in terms of the hope we have of youth. I'm only saying. So I feel like let me because then if Reba Youth, Reba United, 1-1, something massive can come out of that. That's how I got it, because I followed them from EFF, even though I followed them. I didn't really follow EFF when like something happened. No, I just followed them because I felt like I also want to be around them because I feel like they're like people leadership, those ones. So fine here, and then go UJ recently, which is this week. I always didn't want to do this, but I felt like it's important for the purpose I have to serve.
Yeah.
I joined SASCO. SASCO is affiliated to, obviously, the mother body is ANC. So, but I joined SASCO because I had to take a decision. Am I joining SASCO or EFF Student Command? More UJ, you don't. Actually, no. I told myself, to be president. President, not directly so, but indirectly, but I was the president of Ratanda. Going to UJ, I told myself, UJ, so be member of SRC. That one, even if I fail twice or I try, it's fine, but at some point I will be member of SRC. So I took a decision, because UJ, I think it's but you don't contest, like you do contest like in terms of independence and stuff, but if SASCO win a majority of the seats, like in Kagafel. So I had to take a decision to join either of the two. So I was like, I feel like SASCO, the people who are there also are people who are relevant to my peoples also. Now I follow my peoples. It's all about me. I'm selfish in terms of that. I joined SASCO this week and I'll be contesting SRC under the pen of SASCO.
So joining SASCO, will it lead you to become a full member for the ANC? Because it's bound to get there at some point. It's like being a member of the SACP, you're bound to be a member of the ANC.
Kells, in life there are certain decisions but reading not to rata, but I analyze.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to go there. Someone told me go parliamenting. I'm fighting from the cold outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's fine. No, but let me disregard that statement. To answer your question, I don't know. I keep out to more. But the recent people like Dulan Libona, members of parliament, I won't mention them, but so many of them they're holding top positions at the ANC. I'm always the recently like Malborn and stuff. Not real. Because I'm no longer loyal to my people.
Exactly.
Understand? Because then disadvantage so many young people like or give up Pamis. But to answer your question, I keep but if it comes to that point,
you'll be invested.
I will be.
In the ANC particularly.
Yeah.
Proudly.
My situation I understand or why it's on this SASCO. We understand that.
Yeah, no, I do understand your.
But Vele raise a relevant question because Vele at some point need to lead to that.
Yeah.
Because SASCO is ANC.
Yeah, exactly.
No, let me just answer you. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Or Vele will be member of ANC. Yeah.
As you are saying, you cannot fight. I think the best way to dilute the statement you've made, you cannot fight internal battles while you're outside. If there's something maybe like you don't like within the ANC, you have to be inside within the ANC.
I'm glad you raised that. I actually forgot that. And I knew you'll ask this question. If you can't beat them, you can't give up.
Yeah.
Because when you give up, then like whatever that is happening,
exactly.
But you have to join them.
You have to join them.
When you join them, you don't sit and relax and enjoy the comfortability of being part of whatever. You have to be loyal to your purpose first of all. Hore ke tlile mo ka intention different. I can't intention tse so ke I want to change the like the system, how they operate. So I give it a mola. I won't just sit and relax and say, yeah, I'm a member of this party, blah blah blah. You change how they operate. Understand? Even though it will be hard, many tried, many died. But if it has to relate issue, it's fine. Because recently I was in a there's this video, it's trending. Look at Twitter, TikTok. I see comments. They're like, even Kohis, they're like, you're going to die because of the comment, how you speak, the things you're saying. I'm like, it's fine. If it has to, I died, it's fine. At least I will die for an idea that will live forever.
Do you regard yourself as a cater?
Yeah, in a way. Yeah. Not I do because of the work I'm doing, you know, fighting for policy change and stuff. You have to regard yourself as a cater. You have to. Politics is life. We live, we everything is politics. So I can't just say I'm not a cater. Politics is life, is just like that. You understand? So hey, my question is how we round the season, man.
Okay. Which party do you think we can vote for in 2024 in order for transformation?
Because of the route the ANC has decided to take now, or maybe now I'm exposed to people who are relevant, people who are powerful, people who are young, people I believe in. That's why maybe my perceptions are just biased into that towards that direction. But now I feel like at this present moment, if the ANC changes how it, like the way it operates and at least the young people ba feeling relevant, ba powerful, ba sharp. I feel like ANC to sharp. But if I change, I feel like we can alternatively, now if I was to vote 2024, I will vote for independent candidates. I believe in Mkhwanazi. I believe in him, and if I was to run for presidency, for which he says he will, but you know, in terms of law, a retired judge can't run for presidency, politics, blah blah blah. But I would alternatively, I would understand. But at this present moment, if NCR change the way it's thing, now I'll vote for them.
No doubt.
Because there are so many young people. I feel like they are just about to take spaces go NC. And if it like Basa succeed, now I feel like NC is the current. I feel like it was sharp.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What do you think of black text? Do you think it exists or it doesn't exist? Let me rephrase the question again, because as you see, we've seen the car passing there. What do you think of black text? Does it exist or it doesn't exist?
Black text.
Black text, my brother.
Okay. It exists. It exists, Taiwan. Hey man, because then you know we are black people first of all. Yeah. And blah blah blah. You cannot just think, oh, okay, fine, now I've made it, and then one thing. So, but how to keep black text, and then we find an English term a strong. It's a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. So it's a matter of because I believe when you climb a ladder of success, you must elevate others also, so that wherever you are going, they can attest to when. Because remember, leadership now, and I believe leadership is not really about you raising hand or I'll go for that position, but it's about it is because we are confident, but it's about people saying we believe in you. So but when we're there, we're gonna say I want Kells to be promoted to that position. But then if we are only one more, there's no one who will attest or vote for you in a way. So I feel like let's say the word black text. It's a matter for elevating familiar how or by leveling how. Because I remember at some point you were in their level, yes. Now you're fortunate to Ogudimu. Because now I can tell you, life is grande for but now I won't live to see my family suffer. I will never. I'm the only child come work. But I regard my cousins as my siblings. I will never live to see a day or something. I will never. So black text exists, but not use the word black tax, because for so many people are black tax, hey, Motsha stress or hey, black tax, but na game is black tax. Harry helping weight matters most. Yeah, for me, but you know exist.
Fuck. Okay, what do you think of the kind of leadership we have here in Lesedi?
Okay. And you know, one thing about the question they're asking, it's something I've been thinking about. Baba, some of the people today, I was walking somewhere, and like, fine, we have leadership. That one I want. I'm guessing leadership. I give on eating leadership. Because at some point, I give in meetings with these people, Babu, and then you can see this person is leadership. But this thing is something it lo hang for Mudim, ngasba blame. Ya hore ba batla uza dintho ba le bang. It lo di masibona fela ba blame. Yet it's or maybe kore contract ya bona ina le criteria nyana, I don't know. Because it's not bona ba le bang and it's everyone. But I believe there's leadership, but leadership ya bona, whatever they are doing, everything they are doing is not really high accommodate everyone. Like their leadership or whatever they are doing is selective. Disregard like because they are selective. You cannot be a leader and be selective. Fine, you have your party members, blah blah blah, but don't be selective because we are fighting for the development and progress of the city as a whole. How about selective then even though yes, we know there's some people you can say this one also because of Napa. If you're selective, it will always be those people and not the whole of Lesedi. And greed.
But now you're saying we do have leadership, particularly right now. We're being governed by the ANC in Lesedi, and they also occupy the positions in that's what I wanted to say. They occupy a position there in Lesedi, ANC members. And when we come back to this political phase, we find that there are factions within the ANC. How can you become, or how can you serve in terms of fulfilling the idea of leadership while there are factions within the party? Because factions, it's whereby we have Donald, we have Kells, and then Donald is good at what he does, I'm good at what I do. There are people who follow you, there are people who follow me, but we are serving the same party. Yeah. You see, now I don't know, but there's contradiction somehow, because we are serving the objective is to serve the same party. But now we have two kings. Now you have your people who are, okay, cool. If we have a certain number of people who are serving you or who are following you, which means how to the post call Lesedi, and I'm the one who's in charge of HR, whoever is following you is not gonna get hired because they are following you.
Yeah, I get you.
But we are within the same party. Can we say there is leadership there? Mind you, have been there before, hence I'm asking these questions.
But then you should be, the minute you occupy such leadership positions, you should expect such things to happen. First of all, let's say as Lamon, and then we're counting unemployed people. Fine. For this year, then it will be that half. Fine, is progress. Unless you employ that half, which is your people. Yes. Next year they come back again. Remember, it's a 5-year term, so meaning they'll come back next year. Exactly. And then analyze, we started say how this number is still the same. Not the same kabani by choice or no, kabani very situation like is there is no situation unfolding. No, but it's by choice. Because when you always employ that part of your faction. That's why now, if when you like the minute you occupy such leadership spaces, you should, because you're in power and you leadership. Just employ everyone. Factions or differences, political differences aside. They mean to organize local municipality. That's why enough political caps are getting hard. Leave your political cap outside. That place is not holy. That place is not for politics or a name coming from this party, No. That's why the municipality or like institutions disabilities, because but I feel like the officing, I feel like or a name ANC. And then remember we're living in coalition. Then what if now I'm the deputy and now we are the president, then we are fighting because now we are in coalition. And then who will suffer? When two pools, who will suffer? So it's us. But then if we're now inside your political cap, they mean to enter the city municipality. Their work will be like everything will be progressive. Mushito to la pele. Because now our differences are what they go gating. After gating. But the mola arela who ANC or what everyone. That's why even if but to max out voted EFF, but you are forced to serve. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying. You're telling the truth.
Take that and increase the contest with leadership is they mean to occupy the mayor or MMC of what. You serve everyone regardless of what you're partying thing. You understand? So that's one thing people should take into consideration. And by ikenelle, because that's why Safara Ribangata so Mol said. Because of such things, political caps or NC. Then the notion of selective leadership or selective everything else, ikenamo. If I vote la NC or if I will group chatting ya NC one namang, how to opportunities. It's wrong. If that's there. Why am I tender highlighting or opportunity EPWP or what project etlang moya Coca-Cola or ya airport just like Barutla airport. Then bankan to Tiwarin. No. Sustainable group chat what ban ama what it call. Then there's after. That's wrong. It's nonsense. Now I can tell one day the day I go to that office for any other reason or whatever, because bank ignore avail many of them, I'll tell them. Or you guys until and it goes far because this municipality will be one of the poorest because of such decisions you take, selective decisions. And by that time, no, it's fine. You are in good position in terms of your comrades. Now the day will come. And you will answer judgment day. You will be alone. Because you'll say the mayor of what is dragging that municipality to the graveyard. I'm telling you.
Donald.
I submit.
Donald. Don't get angry for it. Don't get angry.
You know such things. Yeah. You know, young people. That's why I always say, young people. Whenever we hold such conversations, we should convey our emotions. We should not be happy and then we talk about such discussions. No,
relaxed man.
Like the conversation saying like such discussions are not really for happiness or whatsoever. Like it's sad because Omungu is sleeping tonight asaja because of decision ya motho o dutseng kwa ka skipper saying Omungu skipper saying then they are fighting. What happened to unity and united leadership? What happened? Understand? So, yeah.
Yo, Panagiti, one last question. Fuck. I'm someone that uses the word fuck to express how I feel about a certain situation.
Yeah.
What changes can be made to help the youth of Ratanda to improve and be more aware in terms of state affairs? Coming back to political wise, because if as you've said, everything is about politics, and I feel like the youth. I don't think it's only the youth of Ratanda only, but we're going to focus here on Ratanda. Okay. How can we make them to be more aware of the state affairs? Okay. Because the more they are not aware, the more these guys will misuse the state organs.
That's true. First of all, young people. That includes me. Now I don't even participate in politics more Ratanda. You'll see me. I will only be active, quite Joburg and stuff. Many young people, majority if not all, have lost interest in politics, specifically Ratanda. We lost hope because we can see these people are playing. How many years batalaka hona mfethu? How many years rola in 20 years mara so change no. Come elections but rekela di Hennessy and then 1 year or actually 1 year after, not even 1 year, because we held the elections last year November. Yeah. High so in November, but already we can see the faults. So meaning I must subtract the 1 year and say 6 months. 6 months down the line, they forget about you. We start complaining about them. But then come 2025, you'll see them. You'll be active. So meaning young people have lost hope. First task is to give the hope back. Understand? Hope. Light up their candles now. Understand? As time permits. Secondly, we have a problem of unemployed graduates in Ratanda. We don't have a problem. Unemployment. I see we understand. We don't understand anything. We have graduates here. They are unemployed. start solving that problem, then you'll see people will be active. People will follow, will be like, hey, now I wanna come to that budget meeting. Like you said, you go to the budget meeting, budget for what? For who? Because that budget is not even gonna accommodate me. I'm not even part of the plan because I'm not employed. I'm unemployed. I get liability basically for the municipality.
Exactly.
So people, because we are unemployed. I'll just be general. So if meeting I want, make me happy, not just happy something. No, like make changes. Understand? Okay, these people have so many ideas, but they don't know how to implement. Implementation dismal, and we have young people there. I can name them, but we have young people there. They are failing dismal. How? Why? Is it greed? Thirdly, give people freedom to choose or participate in. We don't need to force people or go ANC. It's ANC or nothing. That's why you don't see IEC you hosted the event. It's our youth awareness. You understand? Or be aware. You have a right to vote. You have a right to participate in these things. Because why? Young people feel like if they talk about politics, they will force us to represent ANC. Give them that freedom. It's not really ANC only. It's a job to make sure, not really a job, but I feel like there's a need. It's not a really job because as a person, individual, I have to educate myself. But there's a need because we can see like we lost hope more. Like understand? So like energy will dismal. There's a need for them to come and say, guys, participate in politics. Participate is important. Participate in policy making. Understand? But then if we're not then so that's why young people have this notion of it's either that party or nothing for them. Understand? So it's either going to NC, but if NC yaba relaxed, we don't participate, then it's a problem. We should solve that problem. It's a big problem. You can go to any party as long as only more budget meeting, as long as more our vote, because your decision is really important. People, I feel like I understand to vote is something really important because then your vote counts. Your vote. Stop this thing. House of Voting ANC votes out there automatically to them. That's nonsense. Let's try to educate young people, not young people, but people about that notion. I am to him. We have IEC, or then you should then start saying IEC then is not really something that's creatable. Like you can't really rely on it. Start by going to IEC. Don't just say votes are not House of Voting. House of Voting votes out there ANC automatically. And they're like, I'm not having vote ANC or I'm not vote again.
So what happens if I don't vote? Because the notion that we've been fed, the notion that I still believe that is the case, if I did not vote, my vote automatically falls under the vote of the ANC. So if I didn't vote, what happens to me not voting or the vote that I've kept for myself? What happens with that particular vote?
I don't know, but I'm open to corrections. I feel like you understate the population that did not really vote. I feel as well. Because then if you start asking those questions, then we should then start questioning IEC. Before the party blah blah blah. Let's start questioning IEC or can we really rely on it? Is it really mixing up the system? Because now I believe there are party representatives there. And if you need to obey IEC, you should not be from a party. You should not be a NAM from NC and then accept IEC. Understand? So we should be. So if you start raising those questions, then like to find information, to research, or like what's the process? How is IEC taking the votes and everything? Because now I feel like I exist into you. If you don't vote, then you fall under those who do not vote. Then they take the status of those who. That's why when we vote, when states last time I voted, 56% of the youth voted. This time 46%. There's a reason why too. Because there are others who just omitted like I'm not voting. So let's try to correct that. I know there's so many things we should correct. Not all young people are not interested. We should just correct and make them aware, then push for them to educate themselves. lack of information.
Yes.
That's one thing I can tell you. Not that we are disinterested, but if 9 gets about the importance of a budget meeting or whatsoever, voting, what, if Katsiba now I will go, but no, because I don't know if like how do I like the importance of attending that meeting. Because I don't know, but what's Katsiba, I will go. Lack of knowledge and until it cost our future own. Because we are where we are today because we don't know we have a right to do this. We have a right to ask the municipality what happened to the stadium, Station 26, what happened to a project that has failed, park, we have a right to know. Because they're a citizen, you have a right to go and ask them. But they will say you do not attend the meeting, it's fine, but I have a right. But if we know those stuff, people don't take advantage of us. They won't. That's why you see, are silent because why we are a small number of the bigger number. Basically 1% of 100% youth emoldi said. But silence and okasi like you won't emerge. Your submissions won't emerge because why 1% is nothing. 99% heights and then have us at baba municipality wa question. Security. So it's like that. Problems, but I feel like the day of change is coming. Because now I feel like right now, youth is I don't know, like because then we have been saying a lullaby, and now we've been like more an overnight lullaby. I feel like it's 4 a.m. right now. 6 a.m. the sun will come out. That day is coming. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Ori. Young people are slowly realizing that daylight is coming. Daylight meaning ori. They will be emancipated. They will be, they will be like they will know everything. They will be triggered. They will be interested to participate in everything. Right now, it's dark. But the day is coming. It won't be like this. This other guy was singing change is coming. That day is coming. Understand? So, yeah.
So what advice would you give a 12-year-old person from Kotukulo to someone who was like you, calling ignorant or
yeah.
Like blocking from information.
Okay. To answer you, practical answer. I am where I am today because of those boring things. Remember, I used to say, but I am where I am today because of those boring things. One thing I can tell you, one thing about varsity, those things play a big role. Did you participate in sports? Did you participate in extracurricular activities? So people must not just sleep on themselves. Like that 12-year-old describing, because you can see the environment. One thing about life, environment plays a big role in you growing. Because how hula around you, chances are majority of the percentages. Because why you feel like right. I am how not the role model. But then you can't say because I'm not the role model, and you sleep on yourself and say you should make something out of what you have. First of all, just because you character or whatsoever, I own a future bright. Secondly, you can achieve so many things, and also achieving those so many things. You imagining those things also comes with something blocks. But how will I go to Joburg? Maybe like actually the opportunity to participate more. So those things, like it's negative thoughts. They will always be there to pull you down. But don't just be positive. Be positive always, and be optimistic. I can tell you so many things I've achieved today. I've been dreaming of them. Here at this gate, the first child or more every day saying, I've been dreaming. dreaming or I want to see myself coaching. I want to see myself studying law. I want to see myself sitting and dining with influential people. I want to see myself go live on TV. I've achieved those things and I've been dreaming them. My childhood friends can tell you. So if it's possible, I'm a practical example. People should take me as a practical example. No. I can't big house in about 10 rooms or whatsoever. No. I can go to Kera 1 rand. The maximum was 2 rand Friday. High school can Kera 5 rand. My friends often carry 10 rand. I'm a practical example. So when I outlaw it's not possible why? Because we are the same. Our next about the label. Nah. How about CV stay the overall just so overall top just so give have motang boots white I felt like I bring because now close and stuff. And I'm lying, I'm trying to cover up I work not on about the label. There's that label label. I can't to that label. But you know what my mom said and my grandmother specifically, those two of them. They said, Kamu, skakhalading to about Bala, utokonikets. The day you flang varsity, I can tell you now, label to whatever I want, because of those weights. Don't feel or like DMO or whatsoever. Fine, I don't label and stuff. But now, I was like, I appreciate Kelfating today and I cover like Saja and everything else, doing body seats and everything. Understand? So, in 2 hours, I'm so to that 12-year-old, don't let your situation, don't let the situation, you will have future how in a way. Or if I'm poor now, I'll be poor. Don't let this situation, your current situation, determine your future.
Yeah.
Don't let it, because once we later, remember we're in poverty. Imagine if now I told myself I'm in poverty and I'll die in poverty. My future, you'll die in poverty. Motivated? No. But I was in poverty, not really poverty. But I was not like other kids or they are rich, but already cheesing and nang. But I told myself things will change one day. And they are starting to change. And they're still going to change. I'm a practical example. Get involved. Respect. Do what you have to do. And I can tell you, you'll go far. My life.
Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years? After this,
okay. I see myself kill an advocate.
Yes.
I see myself kill a member of parliament.
We receive.
I see myself at some point, certain times, kill a delegate to the UN.
We receive.
UN Youth Summit and so on. I see myself kill an influential person more Ratanda because kichangile mapilo abantu abangata. Because we develop. You know, umnato I get rate mara umnato batho ba re ekimo because of that person. That how mutlo motho a bua ntwe ya motivate all.
Exactly.
But I can't because it's like no kids and talk because no. But it's really motivating to hear such sentiments being said about you. I see myself changing my pillow about you. Yeah, I see myself having achieved so many things, and I also see myself as a PhD student at some point.
Sure.
But in the next 5 years, I see myself getting more PhD student, candidate actually.
Yeah.
Member of parliament, the youngest probably, having influence more Ratanda, but positive influence, developmental influence. At some point going to UN, you know, fighting for interests of young people of South Africa.
Yes.
No, axaliyo, mundaka isaliyo mo, but yeah, silly proud no.
Yeah.
So I see myself, you know, fighting for those things, and I see myself as an activist, maybe ANC activist. Who knows? You won't know what life has for you.
Yeah, you won't know what life has for you.
So you just have to accept as because Mdimu. You don't know future how. Yes. What if Tlabuli president ANC at some point?
Nah.
You won't know.
Not ever. Now I can attest on that one.
Never.
Yeah, never.
But what if ANC then he change and then everything else and then he be ANC when we batlang be ANC? Because right now I will never.
You know what Trevor Noah said, ne? He said it jokingly. He said the ANC is the former shadow of itself.
Yeah.
The ANC is beyond repairs with the kind of leadership it has. The kind of leadership it has, it won't change in 6 years' time, it won't change in 50 years' time. It's a lifetime changing leadership.
Yeah.
The more people we have who are corrupt in those offices, the more they are grooming the corrupt ones to come in and fill those positions when they go out. If they do change the ANC, I'll be the first one to come back and apologize to it. But as an ex-member of the ANC, I'm not holding any grudge or whatever. The ANC will never change. There are good people within the ANC who are trying to change the system within the ANC, and they are failing dismally. But that's a topic for another day. Guys, Donald Mkhwanazi, this guy is a gem. So if you did not enjoy today's episode, I don't know what were you doing. I don't know where your attention was. This guy is a fucking gem. He has a bright future. I believe that God will do him well, and may he succeed in whatever that he does in his life, in all spheres of life, in fact. I wish you well, my brother. From the bottom of my heart, I wish you well.
Thank you.
May you succeed. Talks with Kells. We are closing the show. Signing out. Danko.
Mama mfunu ngekole ukuhlala nguke nje mana mangisakhole kube ngesipana kube manje sokole ngithi mama ngizobuya mama ngiyofuna umsebenzi yaza kukolula